I'm Mr. Markway, the freshman and sophomore college guidance coordinator.
And I'm Mrs. Dodge, junior and senior college guidance coordinator.
Next week, February 3rd, begins registration for the 2020-21 school year. On Monday and Tuesday, I'll be going to every religion class to meet with the freshmen one-on-one to discuss the registration for next year, their Aspire scores, as well as their four-year plan. On Wednesday and Thursday, I'll be doing the same with the sophomores in their religion class.
And then Monday through Friday, I'll be meeting with all of the rising seniors in their religion courses as well to go over your senior year schedules.
We're going to take a little closer look at what the registration form looks like and how you get signatures to sign up for your courses for next year. This is a sophomore course selection form for your courses for next school year. On the form, there's a couple changes to this year's form. Number one, you'll have your name up here at the top, and you'll also have your January Lexile score and national percentile rank that you did in your English class at the beginning of this semester. This is helpful. It could possibly be a prerequisite for one of the reading prerequisites, say social studies, an English or a lit course. So we just want to go ahead and print that on the form for a couple reasons. One, for those prerequisites, and two, so that when you take that home, your parents can also see where you stand with your Lexile scores as they get the ACT Aspire scores sent home, but they don't always get to see the Lexile scores that we do throughout the year. A couple things about this form. The form you're going to get in your religion class, and it's going to be returned to your religion class. The due date for it to be returned to your religion teacher is February 14th. So you have 2 weeks to go through the registration process, visit with your college guidance coordinators, and also visit with the teachers to discuss the courses for next school year. In addition, the $300 non-refundable registration fee is due by February 20th. That can be paid to the main office or online, but those checks do not come to me. They do not come to your religion teacher. They go through the main office or online for payment. In this area, you're going to see what different symbols will indicate. The first thing is, next to a course, you'll see either a 0.5 or a 1. A 0.5 indicates that's a semester class. A 1 is a full year class. Total on this whole form, front and back, we're going to get to 8 total credits. If you sign up for a study hall, each study hall you take would indicate that's a 0.5. So those come to be a part of your 8 total credits, even though study halls don't count for an actual credit. All right, going through the different courses, the religion courses for sophomore level, you can see if there's an X in the box, those are required courses, or possibly a course that you have not yet met the graduation requirements, such as health or a PE. Make sure to pay attention to the italic print next to each of these subject areas. For example, English, this is new this year. You can choose either 122 or 123 depending on if you met the prerequisite for honors English or regular English. But also this year we're offering a speech class that is optional but will actually count towards those 4 graduation requirements needed for English. Social studies, you just need to choose one between world history or honors big history. Again, you need to make sure that in order to take the class, you must have a guidance initial and a teacher initial. One thing with these guidance initials is you must have the guidance initial before you go to the teacher initial. The guidance initial indicates that you've met the prerequisite for the standardized testing score. So if you do not have a signature here, a BM, in this form, you need to come see Mr. Markway or Mrs. Dodge, depending on your grade level that you're going into, to get that signature, okay? If you already have the signature printed on the form, you can go ahead and go straight to the teacher for the initial if you would like to take that honors course. Moving down to math, our next course subject, a lot of options here for sophomore year. On some of these, you're going to see a note that says guidance recommendation. Again, if that has our initials printed in it, that means it is strongly recommended by guidance that you take that course. And we'll be talking with students one-on-one about that as well. You also see the guidance initials for your honors courses. And then this note right here, it is strongly recommended that students take geometry their sophomore year after Algebra 1. Some students will look to double up in math with honors geometry and honors algebra 2 concurrently, but that's a discussion that needs to be had with your college guidance coordinator during registration to see what that looks like in your 4-year plan. Moving to science, a little bit of a change in this area for this next school year as well. Next school year, in order to take honors chemistry as a sophomore, you must concurrently be enrolled in honors geometry or higher in math. Any student that is not enrolled in honors geometry or has already completed honors geometry will take physical science for their sophomore level science course. And finally, the end of the core requirements or the recommended requirements. It's recommended by St. Dominic, not a requirement, but recommended that all students take 2 years of the same language in consecutive years. That is the requirement that a lot of colleges are looking for. So this one right here is going to have that recommendation printed there. So if you took Spanish 1 as a freshman, you should be looking to take Spanish 2 as a sophomore. Now let's say you perform very strongly in your Spanish 1 class and you want to take Honor Spanish 2. All you need there is the teacher initial. There's no guidance initial for this one, so you can go straight to your current Spanish teacher to get that initial. And that's the same for any of these teacher initials. You're going to go to your current teacher in that subject to get an initial for an honors course. So we finished the front side of this form. We've placed our X's. We're going to say I don't have a initial here, so I'm going to do 122. Same with social studies. I'm doing 222. In the math, I don't have any initials. I took Algebra 1 my freshman year, so I'm going to go to Geometry, Physical Science, and let's say I took French 1 my freshman year, so I'm going to sign up for French 2 my sophomore year. And that brings us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total credits on the front side, and I'm going to flip over to the back. On the back side of the registration form, these are where your elective credits and your study halls come in. So I chose 6 credits so far on the front side, so I have 2 credits to work with to get to that 8. I'm not going to take a study hall this year, so I still have 2 more credits to work with. Now it's important to read, these are all individualized to your registration form. So everybody's form right here is specific to the credits that they've got. So this says right now I have completed 0.5 credits towards the 1 required for graduation of visual and performing arts. So I'm going to go ahead and sign up for another course in here. I'm going to sign up for improv. And I'm also interested in doing Art 1, but there's an application required for that. The applications for Art 1 are in the guidance office. So if you're interested in that, you just need to make sure to come to the guidance office, get the application, turn it in by the due date on the application deadline, and then those selections will come in from Mrs. Nasser and I in the coming weeks. Next, we have the practical arts. Again, it says I've completed 0.5 credits towards the 1 required for graduation. Right now, I've already got 1.5 of my 2 credits of electives, so I'm going to keep looking at some other courses down here. If I was interested in yearbook or journalism, again, an application is required for those, where you can see Mr. Duncan or see Miss Holden-Nims for either one of those courses. Moving on down, we have some Project Lead the Way courses. This year, for sophomores, we're offering cybersecurity, so that's a new course you'll see down there. In addition to, we're going to be offering Principles of Biomedical Science, a new Project Lead the Way course for any student that was in Honors Biology this year as a freshman. So again, you'll go to your Honors Biology teacher to get your initial there, and you've already got a guidance initial place there if you're in Honors Biology. And then finally down here on Physical Education and Health, this note again, all these notes are specific to you. You must still complete your PE requirement for graduation. So maybe I was enrolled in band, or I had a year-long study hall, whatever it may be, my freshman year where I couldn't fit PE in. That's already going to be marked for me on my form. And it would be the same for health because those are required graduation courses that you must take. So finally, I've got these selected here. I got to choose one more class. Well, it's already chosen for me in that physical education. So that brings my total again as I'm looking at my form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5, 7.5, and there's my 8th credit. So I've got 8 credits chosen from this form. Now down here at the bottom you see you must list 3 alternate classes that are not among your 8 choices above. So I got to list 3 classes I'm interested in taking. So I'm going to list 900 for yearbook. And I need to go see Miss Holden-Nims to get that application for that course. Still, even if I list it as an alternate, I'm going to list cybersecurity, which is 776. And I'm going to go ahead and list digital art, 608, for my 3rd alternate choice. We'll do everything we can to fit you in your 8 primary choices. However, if we get to the case where something just won't fit in your schedule, that's where we're going to look at these alternate classes to see which ones will fit in your course schedule for next year. So do make sure that these classes that you pick down here are courses that you're interested in taking. And then finally, you'll see this last note here again that you've selected 8 credits. You've done the alternate courses, and that your registration fee of $300 is turned into the main office or paid online by February 20th. You'll get your signature by your parent here and date it, and the student signature here and date it, and then return it to your religion teacher by February 14th. All right, so for your current sophomores, this is your junior course selection form for next year. Just like we covered with the current freshmen, you're going to have your name, your Lexile score, your Lexile rank, all from your January testing on there. All the dates, everything else is the same as far as this goes. You will see more college credit or AP courses available junior year, so that plus sign indicates that it's either college credit or AP. In addition, on here, you'll see the same thing about the due date for the form be returned to your religion teacher by February 14th, and the registration fee due by February 20th. Just going through this list, again, you have your required courses that are already marked with an X. When you get down to English, again, you'll see you're either going to choose 135 or 162. However, we are now offering speech and advanced speech as optional courses, but the courses that will count towards those 4 required for graduation. If you've already taken the current communication speech course, which is course number 970, you'll have a guidance initial here, which indicates you can go ahead and take the advanced speech course. On social studies, it's a little bit different this year. It's still going to be an American history course, but it is now titled American Civilization. So we have 261 American Civilization, and then we have the college credit, indicated by the plus sign here, Honors American Civilization. Again, you'll need a guidance initial for any courses that have a standardized testing prerequisite before you go see your teacher to initial your permission to take that course. Going on to math, if you have a guidance recommendation with a BM right here, that is a strong recommendation that you go to math topics next before you go to Algebra 2. We have a variety of courses here offered in math this year, in addition to adding statistics as a full year course for the 2020-2021 school year. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and select the courses that I meet the prerequisites for. So 162 in English, I just need to go get my current English teacher's initial to sign off on that. I'm going to take 261. 432, I get down here to science. Let's say I already took chemistry my sophomore year, so I'm going to look at possibly taking this new course here, 539, which is earth science. Then I'm going to go to the back after I count up the credits I've already signed up for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the front side. So that gives me 3 more credits to work with. Junior, senior year, I decided possibly have the room I want to take study hall, so I'm going to sign up for a full year study hall. Even though those don't count for graduation credits, they still count within my 8 credits I'm signing up for. So that actually puts me at 6 with 2 more elective credits to work towards. Just as the sophomore form, these statements here are specific to you, so make sure to read the statements next to all these. For example, world language, it says it's recommended that you take Spanish 2 next year. That's probably because I just took Spanish 1 as a sophomore. I didn't take a foreign language my freshman year, so I'm going to make sure to pay attention to that recommendation. It's not Spanish 2. So that puts me at 7. I got 1 more credit to work with on here. So I'm going to read what's next to each of these electives. I've already completed my requirements here. I still need 1 credit in this area for graduation. And I still need my health credit that I never took my freshman or sophomore year. So that one's already X'd in for me. So now I'm at 7.5. I got 1 more half credit to work with. I think I'll go ahead and sign up for entrepreneurship, since I still need some credits here for graduation. That puts me at 8 credits. So now I'm able to sign up for some alternate courses here. I see I met the prerequisite here for modern European history, so I make sure I put 265A down here. Maybe interested here in psychology course, 237. And because I know I need a practical art here, based off this statement, I'm going to make sure I have one of these as a backup as well. So maybe on here I'll go to cybersecurity, 776. Finally, I have your parents sign it, sign and date it, and make sure that registration fee is paid to the main office or online before February 20th. We look forward to meeting with you all next week for registration week. Again, Monday and Tuesday will be freshman religion courses. Wednesday and Thursday will be sophomores, and Mrs. Dodge will be meeting with students all week long. I'll do the one-on-one meetings for all of our current freshmen and sophomores, but sophomores, since you're signing up for your junior level courses, that following week when you're visiting teachers and have one-on-one questions, please feel free to meet with Mrs. Dodge as well during that week, as some of those courses are going to be more specific with what she's working with and working with you for those next 2 years of high school. All right, finally, the last thing you need to know is the course description book for next school year. Make sure as you're going through this book, which is available online at our website, stdominichs.org, you'll see prerequisites listed in here for any courses you're interested in taking, descriptions, whether or not they're college credit or an AP course. But again, this document is available online on our website under students or parents on the handbook section.